said what?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Look, girl, I made me think about that one time I spit on you in fourth grade on accident. Girl, tell me why somebody spit on my son last week. I was like, oh my God. I just thought about that time.
So
like, this is payback. All right. All right. So we are live now. Good. Okay, we're on mute. All right. What's up, y'all? Hey, y'all. We back again with the activation interviews. I am Just Be Spriggs, your host, and welcome to Activate July. All right, so Activate July is all about just encouraging mompreneurs and creatives from different spaces and kind of sharing our experience. This year, we are focusing on Babe Care. So Babe Care is a fancy way of saying, how do you take care of yourself to execute business? So right now, we are sitting with, shout out to my throwback friend from elementary school, Namandje. She's going to introduce herself a little more, and then we'll go into the interview, okay?
Guys, my name is Namandje. This is my girl from way back when. She is not lying. I'm an artist, I'm a mom, I'm a motivator, I'm a coach, I'm your friend, or I'm not. You never know. Whoops, just kidding. Just kidding. Try spirit by spirit. That's what they say.
No, kidding, not kidding. But yes, y'all. And thank you, Jay, for just taking. I'm sorry, look, I'm slipping out already into personal. Thank you, Namandje, for sitting and taking the time to talk with us and share your experience or how you take care of yourself. So talk a little bit about what you do as far as being an artist, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so basically, my main thing that I'm promoting first is my music. I sing, I rap, I dance, and I do all of it together. Pretty much, I use that as my platform to get my friends hyped up. Everybody want to go to the gym. Everybody wants something to clean their house to. Everybody wants something to be laid up with their boo with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get all my friends a little something they could listen to in the meantime. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little motivation in the background, sneak a little message in there and make you accidentally do something you really wanted to do anyway. That's what I be trying to do.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
Sum it up, you know.
Yes, and I listen to some of Namandje's music, and yes, like I love the inspirational, motivational part of what you do. I really absolutely love that. And then, as she mentioned, she is a mom. So let's go ahead and dig into that. Talk about mom life, balancing mom life and your essentially your own business because you're an artist. So talk about that.
You know, it's great to be an artist in front of my son. Literally, he's so smart. He's so creative. He's got all the energy that any kid could ever have. He got a little bit more too. So to set an example in front of him that you can be serious, you can have fun, you can strive for things that are bigger than you could even tell me about, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take some dedication. It's going to take some, let me go back to the drawing board. Actually, let me tear down the whole drawing board. I don't even want the drawing board anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's been great for me because part of parenting, the big thing is it doesn't come with a handbook, you know? And so me being a creative person first, in front of him really allows for me to be able to just freestyle everything and just go with the flow and figure out him personally, not all of these different kids and compare him. What is particular about my own son? How does he learn? What makes him smile? What does he feel a little shy about? All of this kind of stuff. Being an artist, my point is to motivate people. And so I'll catch myself, you know, when my son is needing to be motivated. And I go right into coach. I go right into how bad do you want it? What you gonna do to get it? You know what I'm saying? And I got to lead by example. And not only am I going to lead, I'm going to do it in a way that makes it look appealing to younger people to make them want to do it too, you know, in whatever way works for them. So I'm kind of like all over the place, but it's just because that's how I am.
Yes, creatives are all over the place. So you're not alone, my creative sister. Look, before we even started recording, I was like, look, everything's crazy right now. Bear with me, okay? I don't know if you can see my kid moving in the right there. But yeah, so I love the fact that you kind of talked about kind of like living your life in demonstration in front of your son. And kind of like you kind of went into instant gratification, and being in an instant gratification culture, how do you stay grounded as a creative?
I do it intentionally. I'm not grounded by accident. It takes a lot of work. I'm an air sign. I don't know what anyone believes in, what they ascribe to. I don't know what we're talking about. What I do, I personally know that I'm an air sign, which means that I am just, everything about me is like a butterfly. I'm here, I'm there, I'm thinking about it all, I'm taking it all in, but it's important for me to be able to have the freedom. I have to be able to do it. You know, it's just what it is. You know, I sit back, and when I feel that I may be so in my head or so focused on planning for the future, I have to sit back and meditate. I started a long time ago with trying to master myself, you know, just simply that. You can't be grounded if you can't even control yourself. You can't even respect yourself. You can't even understand yourself. You can't do it. How can you be grounded when you don't know what parts of you are floating away? So I really would take time, and I went from a few minutes being able to focus my mind in meditation to now I can go for hours, and I won't come out until it's time for me to get up in the morning. And I got all these downloads. That's what keeps me, because my foundation is in the church, but my spirit is just as big as God wanted it to be. So I got to go through all of these different avenues to figure out what is it that I'm supposed to even be grounding myself in. Sometimes you keep yourself grounded in something, but you are outgrowing that environment. That's not even, you don't need to be grounded in that anymore. You got it. Good job. Now let's move forward. So I've been really focusing on what would seem to be a weakness, me being going. It's really my strength, being adaptable and being grounded in the fact that things are ever changing. And that's really where it comes to be like, okay, well, this is how it goes. You know, you learn to flow. And that's the grounding, knowing how to move, when to not move, you know.
I love it. Girl, you got me over here writing the questions. How long how long do you think it took you, as far as, because you said you like you've been meditating for a long time and now you're in that space where you can go for hours. Like how
Yeah.
long did it take you to your mind to actually be transformed? Like how long did it take to say, hey, wait a minute, this meditation stuff is working? Because you can't like meditate, like think it's about to go away and you don't practice it. Like you
Yeah.
don't think where your anxieties are, your stresses, you can't think that it's going to go away immediately. So
Right.
how are you like talk to me a little bit about that.
So I don't do everything traditionally. That's my number one thing. I will go to the toolbox, I will assess the tools, and I will use the tool how I can use the tool. So it took me, I say I've been working on being able to really meditate for maybe since about 2014, 2015. That's when I started to notice things about myself that I did not want to nurture. and I wasn't supposed to. So I was focusing on how do I respect this part of me and still adapt while knowing that this is here. It's valid in whatever sense that it's valid in, but it doesn't serve my highest good. How can I still appreciate myself enough to be like, I respect that this is within me, but I shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be in this energy. I get it though. So I started, instead of just sitting and being quiet, instead of just going out to the lake, instead of just sitting in my car, I started looking up binaural beats or binaural beats. I love science, and that makes me look for God in different kinds of ways. So a lot of things that I learned, you know, we are able to permeate atmospheres, people, whatever like that, in many kinds of ways. So what I would do, I would think about the feeling that I know I'm chasing. Then I started looking for something that made me already stay aware that I'm in that state. So once I got there, I would just stay there as long as I could. And then that would allow for me to be able to focus longer because I'm in an energy where I'm most receptive to the downloads, which is why I meditate, because I'm looking for an answer. I'm looking for understanding. I'm trying to grow. So when I found that, which I really haven't found that like a long time ago, I just really started mastering it with that tool for maybe 2 years. So in these last 2 years, I've really grown. Like I've had a very tremendous growth spurt, and it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't fun. I wasn't like, ooh, I'm glowing up with this growth. No, I'm like, bro, I'm about sick of this. And if I grow another inch, I'm telling you yesterday, it's about to go down. I mean, it's going down in a major way. Basement. Friday the 13th, guess who's playing Jason? Okay? Like, I'm over it. But then I learned that not only do I want to meditate and create a certain energy immediately, I want to intentionally walk in that energy so that I can always attract myself, my right self. You know what I'm saying? So then it started to be where I would focus on, like, honestly, I'm not a morning person. I'm not. I ain't gonna be. That's just what it is. I had to start finding what do I appreciate about the morning. My favorite thing is the sky. I love the sky, all the colors, everything like that. And I noticed that that gives me the feeling. It did it. So I can stay in that feeling from when I get out of my meditation, because I'll do my meditation until until I go into sleep. The way I meditate, I say that that's okay. If I'm so gone that I go into sleep, that's good for me because I would be up. I have a lot of stuff on my mind. I'll be thinking all night long. So if I can sleep and let my subconscious figure it out, then that's fine for me. And then when I wake up, my goal is to look for the sunset or the sunrise, you know? So I automatically put myself on purpose in the energy of gratitude. And that's when the growth really starts kicking in, because you're operating in a frequency that is so high, you're up there. And only good things are coming, no matter how it looks. It's still a good thing coming to you because you're operating in gratitude. You seek to find the good in everything. That's it. That's the one.
But I love how you said, like, you are trying to stay there. Like, you've been meditating, you want to stay in that place.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, so when the surprise things come up, because for me, I feel like I'm still in that space where I want to, like, I'm meditating, and I want the person who I am when I'm in meditation to always be visible when I'm like walking in the world.
Right.
So I feel like I would like be so upset with myself. I would be like 2 hours into meditation, and I come out, and then I'm like, it's like I didn't even meditate. So how do you respond to those things that show up as triggers that is purpose to like throw you off of that? I want to stay here and I don't want to move from this place.
That's a good question. So one of the first things that I do when I feel like I come in contact with a challenge, that's what I call them. I used to say I don't like surprises, and maybe that's why people don't surprise me with pleasant things. You know what I'm saying? But now I say it's a challenge. So the first thing that I do before anything, I have to remember the reason why something bothers me. I have to think about it, because once I gain respect for that, then I can move forward, removing myself from it. I can know how I feel, why I feel, and decide what will I actually do. That's when the whole are you growing, are you doing it, are you not shows up, because you have to be intentional when you pray. And I look at meditation as prayer. I look at it as whatever like that. That's you in communication with whoever you need to be in communication with. Okay. So when you go into that and you're asking for wisdom, you're asking for patience, you're asking for intuition, you have to go through the obstacles to get you to know how to use those tools. It has to be activated. You feel me? Hashtag, so until it's activated, you don't gain any gains. I don't go to the gym. So you're not going to see me next week bulked up looking like, I did it. Okay. No, I didn't. No, that's the weight of the world. That's definitely not, it's not a dumbbell or nothing. It's the same kind of thing when I'm dealing in real life. The next thing that I think about after I check myself, then I figure out what is the message to communicate. If this is an issue where I need to communicate something to resolve an issue, or you know what I'm saying, that's usually how it goes. You need to communicate properly. So imagine a Rolodex. This is how everything is for me. Everything in one experience. It's an experience. Everything in one experience have a slot in my mind. So I got a list of everything that I would do first for every slot. So then on communication, I need to know, is it even a message that I need to relay? Do I need to sit back and allow for you to spend time with yourself or see what you created? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of evaluation for me. When I do have to communicate, I just make sure that I'm clear. I do my best to try and just hit the bottom line respectfully. A lot of times my trigger is the fact that people don't communicate respectfully. I that's my number one pet peeve. Pet peeve, food peeve, people peeve. I don't care what, plant peeve. I don't care what you put in front of it. That's going to be it. I don't like that. I do not understand why. I don't even understand why a person would intentionally not respect another person. I don't agree with it. So every time that comes my way, it makes me have to try to understand, which is why I still got to meditate, which is why I got to be in there for more than 6 hours, because when I wake up, I still ain't figured it out yet. I've been trying to figure it out all night. Okay. And I ain't figured it out yet. Okay. So in the moment, then in those experiences, then I just have to have compassion. I just have to show that no matter what you got going on, my intentions are to be whatever it is in this environment. Say I'm upset about work. I always follow it with whatever you need me to do, that's what I want to do. And I want to do it how you need it done. I'm here to help and I'm willing to work. When you begin to learn how to talk to a person, here's things that I've learned. Manipulation is bad unless you're manipulating somebody to think highly of themselves or to do something positive. So just then, that was an example of me intentionally manipulating the situation to go into a way that will keep you feeling like the ball is in your court, you're in control, you have this. When the person you're up against is, whatever, they on top, they ain't having it. Let them have it. Because it's easier for you to go on ahead, flip that boat, and then you can still get your message through. And they gonna think that they controlled the whole thing. And in real life, you killed them with kindness. You did it the whole thing with just compassion. I'm not even finna trip on you. I just want you to know. You know what I'm saying? That's really like the number one thing that I really have to focus on when I come toe to toe with a person. And I usually don't have to unless it's in an environment where it's something personal, it's something serious, it's something passion filled. So those are people that I would deem it necessary to even want to have the ability to properly communicate with. And since I fill my life with meaningful relationships, networks, and things like that, I make it my business to every day be able to communicate effectively, because I may not get it right. I may mess up and I may need to be able to communicate to you and be like, yo, for real though, I'm sorry. I ain't even mean for it to be this way, or whatever I need to say, is also being vulnerable. And just people are not understanding what humility and being humble and all that kind of stuff, being graceful. You could be dead right. They could be dead wrong. Take that L. It's not even an L. They think it's an L. If you had $1 million and they can't count and they counted it out to be less, but it's a milli. It's a milli. You gonna let them tell you it's not a milli? Or you gonna be like, okay, and I got $1 milli anyway. What do you mean? I still got it, whether you can count or not. It's the same thing. I still have peace, whether you do or not. I still have motivation, whether you do or not. That's when the grounding comes in. That's when the purpose behind your prayers and meditation start to become tangible, because it comes out of you. It shows when you ask for things that make you be able to carry yourself with a certain level of poise. It polishes you. And when you see wood get sanded, it's not like they rubbing it with cotton balls or baby booty. You know what I'm saying? They're using rough stuff to polish out, buff out, fix whatever need to be fixed. Is my phone gonna die? Let me double check. Because you never know. Oh no, I'm definitely doing good. So, that's just like a big thing to me. Like, you got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to communicate, because you won't even know what you're praying for, what to seek. You won't know. And also, when you go through these experiences, allow yourself to feel it's okay. So what if you mad? So what? Guess what? People don't like for you to feel because they don't want to feel. And if they feel, that's going to push them into something that they're not ready for. But then That's when you gotta have compassion. Hold up. We finna screen the whole play. You gotta have compassion, because just because you're ready to show your growth, and just because you're able to operate in this higher level, doesn't mean that the people in your environment have reached that level of mastery. Okay? That's your level. Have compassion and meet them where they are, like God, like everyone else meets us where we are. That's something that people forget. You can be as right as you are and still have to remember, you know what? That's their journey, man. This is what they got going on. And you might just have to go ahead and do what you need to do. Move forward. Focus on whatever you need to focus on, and allow them to have their growth at their rate, you know. Encourage them still, but keep yourself grounded, you know, pour into what you should. But that's after you have received your abundance. People are forgetting, like, you're pouring out of a cup that's barely full. You're supposed to pour, it comes down and then it overflows. They get what overflows, not the base. They don't get the real deal. It's got to overflow and then you can do that. But those are all things that are just like, blah, 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 blah. You know?
No, it's really good. This is what it's about, like self-care. And as an entrepreneur, like I can relate, for like the last 2 years, it forced me to be like, these are some stumbling blocks that are hindering you from growing and excelling to where I want you to go in life. So for me, I had to like take a minute to do self-care. Like
Yeah.
right in the midst of me doing Activate July, I was literally like on the inside, I was dying. Like last year, I was like literally dying, right? I'm like, I just got to get through this and so I can finish. And then I need to like take a minute. And
Yeah.
in that minute, I did like what, time management coaching. Now I'm doing life coaching.
There you
And
go.
what I'm learning is emotional intelligence. And it's funny how you're saying people don't know how to communicate their feelings. And I'm like, I'm 30. And I'm like, I'm just now realizing that I didn't, in the past, I didn't know how to communicate my feelings and express, hey, I'm upset about this, or I'm frustrated, or I'm angry. So it's interesting to hear that. And as I'm forming, like, that emotional intelligence,
Yes.
I'm finding like communicating clearly my boundaries and what I will allow and what I will not allow. Like, just like where you came from talking about joy, I'm gonna stay in joy. It's like, I swear, Jay, I'm not even joking. Like, I was literally like praying like 15 minutes ago before, like, and all this stuff you are saying it again, like stuff that I said in prayer. So how do you communicate those boundaries to the people from your past? Because you just said you're like, I'm going this way, you're not going. I totally empathize that you're not there yet, or you are in your own journey.
Yeah.
So how do you stand firm in those boundaries without, coming out of character, or being able to effectively communicate that to someone without, like you said, like coming off nasty or rude?
Well, let's not lie. Uh-oh. Well, honestly, I ain't that good at it on a personal level. I will tell you what, I am like this. If I gotta do it, if I have to establish a boundary professionally, then I'm gonna be professional. If I have to establish a boundary personally and I try to do it respectfully and you don't receive it, now you will see a mirror of yourself. Okay. And then if I don't even care, I'm just gonna go ahead and dismiss myself. Let me tell you what, my number one thing to do to cut a person off, to move forward, to get past old things, I'm done. That's what it is. I get out of the way. I remove myself, because I know if this is something that started off where I had one simple thought that I might not have should have been around you, whoever you are. That was my first gut feeling. That was intuition telling me that day, this ain't the energy for you. And I didn't know. I took it as maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I will do that. And you know what it is? This is another moment. Pause. So what you do right here, Namandje, what Namandje does right here, I know that I will overthink. So I also know that let's go flip it to a spiritual Christian-based teaching upbringing way to communicate this, okay? So I'm not the only one that knows what my weaknesses are. Okay, so when the adversary knows what your weaknesses are and he knows how to get into your mind space, he knows when to get into your mind space. He can manipulate you from when you're trying to be on your best, so you don't want to be like, I don't want to make this move, I don't want to make that move, I don't want to get it wrong. He will trick you and make you get into this illusion where you thinking too much, and then you get analysis paralysis. Forget all of that. We ain't even doing that. I just make sure I stay focused. I know that for a fact, whatever I thought then, I thought it for a reason. I didn't make the feeling up in myself because I wanted to. If I'm being around somebody, it's because I want to be around them. I'm thinking that I got something good going here. You know, I'm feeling like we're a kindred spirit of some sort. But if I have to move away from your energy, that's just it. I'm not going to drag it out. I'm going to be pretty much straightforward. Like, depending on who, listen, the last example, the number one example in my mind, thank God you can't see the thought bubble, was just straight up, you know, hey, I don't even mess with you, bro. Like, we're not friends. That's just it. We aren't friends. Because if at any point in time I am completely thrown off by what's coming out of your mouth, I've never heard it before, I've never experienced it before. You know, a person can only carry on for so long. An energy can only stay masked for so long before you really start getting on that energy nerves. Now you over here shining. Number one, I didn't like you when you was talking about shining. Now you over here planning to shine. Now you over here shining. Now I really can't stand you. You too much. You think too much of yourself. You need to be down here. You need to be minimized. All of this. You're delusional. You're irrational. Guess what? It's manipulation of the mind to make you stay where you are, become stagnant. Don't make any progress. Doubt yourself. Sit on those dreams. It's a lie. It's a joke. It's a test. It's a whatever you want to call it. It's a get past it. It don't matter. We're going to go through it. And with everything we ask for, we're going to be faced with what it takes to get it. We don't just have tables. The tables don't just grow up out the ground. You don't just take them off of a tree. You got to do all of this stuff to make the table. It's the same thing with this emotional intelligence. Number one, people don't have a lot of people suffer from a lack of emotional intelligence because in their youth, they were stifled from being able to emotionally express themselves. So when they become adults and they feel these emotions that are bigger than their flesh can hold, now you out of pocket. I'm only out of pocket because I've been in the pocket for so long, I don't fit there anymore. I haven't been able to express myself. I've been feeling like this since I was 6 years old. And you doing the same thing all those people did. Now I'm tripping. You're not tripping. You're bottled up. You haven't been taught how to properly say, how to calm yourself enough to express in a way that it will be received. That's the problem. You got to be able to get your message to be received. I had a friend and she would have good things to say, but she was like Monique on the Parker. She just, you know what I'm saying? Monique's smart. She got the right idea, but she just a little, yeah. I love you though. You know what I'm saying? And that's how my girl was. Like, I'm like, you got the message. Don't allow the presentation to be what stifles your voice. Don't be stopped just because you didn't bring it to them the right way. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, that's why we aren't able to get our message across. That's why we're not able to connect. But it's a lot of stuff that's rooted in childhood, in tradition, in environment, in self-awareness or lack thereof, even the teaching of yourself. I never was taught in the way that I am understanding now. I had to go out and teach myself. And that's what a lot of people need to do. A lot of times you would have some more emotional understanding if you would pay attention to the things that's inside of you. You driving home and you pass this one store every day. No, good and well you want to go to that store. They got something in there waiting on you, and you don't even respect yourself enough to just treat yourself to a few minutes. Don't buy nothing. Just go look. Just go look. Yourself wants a minute. And you won't even give yourself a minute to have a space, to be in a place, to think about where you really want to be. Sometimes the little bitty moments, be the universe, be the God, be the ancestors, be the angels, be them grandmas that passed away, them sisters, them whoever, trying to get you to come and realize over here, this is, come over here, let's think about this. You wasn't thinking about this. You need to think about it like this. But you need to be in the right environment to be receptive of a download that you wouldn't usually get if you went that way. Every time you go that way, you start cussing your boss out in your head. Every time you hit that left at the light, you cuss your boss, slam out, or you be going off on your boss. Been wanting to make that right for 2 weeks now. It's a park over there that's just waiting for you to find it. That would have been your perfect relax spot. It's little things. We need to pay attention to ourselves. We're never going to be able to have an emotional understanding if we don't even learn to respect the tiniest details about ourselves. And, people say I'm too sensitive. People say I just focus too much on stuff. I would never be able to, attain this. It's not, how hard is it to care? And it starts with how much you care about yourself. The details that you pay attention to in yourself carry over into everything you do in life.
I love how you talk about like just perspective. Like it's so important. And just you mentioned something about kind of being okay, being out of control. And kind of just allowing the day like to shift, and instead of resisting, like you said, you got to identify those feelings, you got to embrace those feelings instead of resisting that, like, why is this happening, this is not going the way that I planned. It's kind of like, okay, look up.
Yes,
like
yes.
It's going to happen the way that it's supposed to.
Right.
So talk about like coming from a space of kind of letting go as far as being a creative in the music industry. Like, how has that helped you be able to kind of like stand in confidence and say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I offer. You either love it or you don't. How did you get to that place?
Wow. Am I there? Is this it? I made it. Oh my God. Like, you're here. Listen, letting go is the only reason why I'm an artist. Every time I let go, I do art. It's your passions will make the way for you, or something like that. My dad always says, I don't know. But I'm able to let go in my music because that's where I've been trained to let go. That's where I feel comfortable letting go. That's what both of my parents, they were letting go. And that's how they met. And so they made somebody that really lets go in that element. I can't help myself. So when I am able to just be like, cat dog on it, I'm gonna put on some blue hair today. And I'm gonna clap my booty while I do it. I wasn't planning on it, but doggone it, I've been led. You know why? I had to let go of the idea that I do have to be this perfect pastor's kid. I sit at the head table and I pass out everything. And I can't sit with the kids because I'm the pastor's kid and I've got to be sitting up here. I always wanted to be with the people. You always have to be able to connect. And if I'm so locked up, confined, stuck in my ways, stuck in my trained ways, how will I reach all these people that never even heard of a church before? How can I say anything to motivate the next whoever if I only do it, only communicate, only reach out in one lane? That's number one where I had to let go. I got to let go of the idea that I know where my gift is going to take me, because I don't know. I got to let go of the idea that I'm going to have to think of everything on my own, because guess what? 90% of my stuff hit me in a download. It's coming to me in my sleep. I wake up like, hurry up and write that down. I got to write it all down. I got to write it down right now. I got to hurry up and I got to think about, what does that even mean? Oh, I got you. Now I just figured out something that you never thought I was going to figure out. You trying to play me. They done told me in my sleep what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's the number one thing in letting go. I had a coach. I used to cheer, I used to dance. I had a coach, he would be like, you be wild and I'll bring it in. And I live like that. I go out here like all day long. Whatever God talking about, that's what I'm running around doing. Okay, motivate them over here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like motivating you today, honestly. I need a little motivation, to be quite honest. I didn't even have a monster today. And you want me to encourage you. I'm trying to encourage myself to get up and go to work. I got to go to work because I got to show this energy, this and that, and da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is a time to shine your light every single time. Now, letting go, I had to first be able to be brave enough to even show what my gift was. Like, still, even though I'm an artist, even though I get on stage, even though I go do all of this stuff, I don't like to walk into a room where there's already people. Don't look at me. What are you looking? I don't even I'm looking down the hallway. I could tell you how many towels was on the floor. I could tell you everybody's shoes. Like, I'm not making no eye contact at all. I'm so shy. It's retarded. But I had to let go. And at least I will walk into the room. Whereas before, I would sit in the bathroom until it's time for me to do whatever I got to do. Literally, I would sit in a bathroom until it's time for me to do what I need to do, because it's so much energy. It's so many people. It's a lot. But I had to let go and understand people are in places to be entertained because they want to feel relief for a minute. They want to feel extreme joy for a minute. They want to have some fun. Oh my God, I'm tired of being so serious. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was really able to let go. What is my purpose? I want people to feel good. I don't care if don't nobody like that I'm making booty shaking music. I don't care what the beat bouncing like. I want to know that even though this video looked like this, did you get the point? Did you hear me? Because the hook is only asking you, How much do you believe in what you believe in? And how far are you willing to take this dream? Are you going to walk this whole road? Are you just going to look around? That is kind of a long walk and go pick something else. I literally am just like, letting go is the only thing that I could do to do it. I can't sing quiet. So I got to be loud as a mug automatically. Every time I try to sing quiet, it's like, just sing loud, please. Like, don't even do that part no more like that. Don't do it. I can't dance small. Every time I try to dance small, I accidentally dance too big and I'm just feeling myself. You know, now I'm excited. You got me dancing all over the place. I didn't even remember it was people around. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta let go. Everything that I am doing, you can't halfway do. And that's when people start being upset because they wouldn't do it if they could do it this big. But they can't. They can't do you like this when you can't even fit in the frame. The frame barely getting your energy. It's getting a little bit of your energy. Come on, we filling up buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta let go. Because you're never gonna be able to know what you're not gonna have any fulfillment. You're never gonna be completely fulfilled if you keep yourself like this. We are energy. We are powerful beings and we have to let go. How will we ever make the next step if we keep on being held back by what ifs or I don't know? Listen, I'm number one to do something extremely random like, girl, where are you even? What are you doing? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Just know when it makes sense at the end, just know that was this right here. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even need to be including people. And, you know, I had this information. At this point right now, it seems like everyone thinks that people have hit these peaks only because we continuously showed gratitude in our moments. Okay, so that can then become ambiguous because you have more than one person looking at what's going on. So you see it and I see it and I see it how I do and you see it how you do. So a lot of times when we're trying to get to a certain point and we are showing our approbation, our thanks, our good job, God, you did this out loud, now you have more energy coming to you where you got people where they are not prepared to receive your good news. And now you stunted your growth because the energy that you've now brought to yourself is not one that will uplift you in your moment. And you got people that are wearing this mask. They want to be happy for you, but the real energy that they're pulling out and heading to you, and you're accepting it and putting it in your heart, thinking it's love, and it's not. That's when you really start to see like, I have to take these moments and understand you're not alone, but you are alone. You need to be alone in certain times so that you can focus purely your energy. You don't want everybody putting their energy in what you got going on. They say they on this journey. They say they making growth, but so what? So what? Some people's growth ain't grown enough. Now you got the wrong stuff in your stuff. You can't let go because now you're held back, you're stunted. You are now having a tower moment because the wrong energy came in and messed you up when you should have kept that to yourself so nobody could see it in the first place. Sometimes letting go starts in here first and then it goes out. You know, you can't tell everybody what your gift is, what your business idea is, what your business name is, the next item you finna drop, what your next, you can't tell them. You can't tell them. What new, I'm finna get some bundles, baby. Oh, okay. You happy about the bundles? I would love some bundles. Now they mad because they want some bundles, but they can't get the bundles. But you finna get some bundles because your business sell bundles and business is booming and they can't even get none. You telling them because you know they like hair. You know they your people, but guess what? Something simple as bundles will have you sitting there receiving a jealous energy only because a person doesn't have anything they want to celebrate in themselves. That's what it comes down to. You can't always celebrate your wins around people because they don't have nothing to celebrate for themselves. And it ain't going to breed no positive environment for you because it's really going to appear inconsiderate. And they're going to be able to run through a track record of why you don't deserve those blessings. Why would you rain on your own parade? That's sabotage without even knowing it. But that's also knowing emotional intelligence. Why are you even sharing your gifts, your glory, your blessings with another person? Because you want to be happy out loud. You can't be happy with everybody. Your happy is too loud. You got to put yourself in the right environment. You're not going to be able to do that if you don't let go and figure out where that environment actually is that you need to be. Letting go is so many realms of everything. You have to let go on every single thing you do. The way I dress, the way I look, the way I sing, the way I talk, the way I walk, how I do an interview, how I get interviews. You're the only person that's gotten an interview from me without my manager booking it. You hear me? The only one. Anybody else? What you gonna do? You gonna go talk to my manager. You know what I'm saying? Stuff has to be this way or that way or this way or that way. And you have to know what's right for you. You know what I'm saying? This for me is me following myself. This whole moment experience, these last few weeks especially, I ain't been going by nobody's book. We're talking about what? Marching to the beat of your own drum. What? I got so many drums on me right now. Like, come on, bro. I'm marching, okay? Second line down the street right by myself. I have to, though, because sometimes following people's advice, even though maybe they mean well, but honestly, it's a lot of advice. Now, here's how I put it. It's a lot of advice that I feel like I shouldn't have took that advice. But because I did, I still found a way to learn from the downside of taking that advice, going back into gratitude, going back into intentionally joyful, pure state, going back into making sure that everything is aligned and moving in the flow of the energy. Everything happens for the reasons that it happens for. Every choice that we make is the one we're supposed to make. And everything that comes from it has to be received like it's just an experience meant to either make you grow or make you grow. You're going to grow either way. Now, when you're not growing, that's when it's something to think about. Pick up that drawing board, put the tape on it, figure something out.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching a Heart to Heart podcast. I was watching, Kevin Hart. He interviewing like Jay-Z and Chris Rock. And it's crazy because they were talking about like some of those same things, like just being able to know when you got to separate yourself from the crowd. And even like Jay-Z said, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And I was like, yes, like if again, it's all about perspective. And that's like in the space I have been, instead of, quickly getting offended, or if I do get offended, checking that offense and saying, wait, is it me or is it them and their personal stuff they got going on? And it they just so happen to be in the middle of it. Right. Yeah. And so for the longest time, like growing up, just seeing, like, I feel like I would be in a room or in a space and I was the target because of something else, but I didn't have that emotional intelligence to be able to say, it's not about me. This is something that's going on with them. So just like hearing, it seems like everyone is in that space. I don't want to say because of the pandemic, but I feel like it didn't work on everybody. Because I mean, even Jay-Z is saying it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. So like so when you think about those like happening, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And you talking about like just going through everything that you did to be where you are now, not in a space of being arrived, but like you said, celebrating those like hurdles and obstacles you were able to jump. And maybe you didn't jump like you used to, but at least you look better than you was before. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've been visualizing like an athlete. Like for me, like just with my relationship and where I'm going with God, like I hear other people talk about their relationship and their stuff with God. And I'm like, Lord, like, okay, when you think about athletes, they wake up, like when you think about all the greats, I don't know, I don't have to be a person, but you think about LeBron, think about Michael Jordan, Kobe, like these people would say they would wake up about 3:00 in the morning, like to practice, right? And to practice, like, okay, I want to be the great, I want to be the best. And for me, like that's been my vision, like for me and my pursuit with saying, hey, I want to make sure whatever I'm doing, it's in alignment so that I can be fulfilled, because honestly, I ain't making the money from this right now. You know, this is something like in my heart. This is something I'm passionate about, right? Like if I could just go back and talk to another mompreneur or creative and say, hey, sis, you're not alone. Here's some tips. Here's some strategies that you can try to work on. And again, don't take our template and say, okay, I'm gonna apply it to myself. No, move stuff around and figure out what works for you. It's not like a one shoe fit all thing. What size fits all? My bad.
You know, Cinderella shoe did not fit all. So hey, the spirit was we here together. We here together. It's not a one shoe fits all thing. She is right. She's right. It don't.
It's just good to hear, like, you know, just the different perspectives and just your confidence. And like, I know I'm calling you Jay, but girl, you've always had that light. Like, I'll never forget you. Like, I will always look at you and be like, dang, she got it. Like, Millie trying to get you to come to the dance room. He's like, nah, I ain't going to the dance room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just thinking about like when we model, right? When we used to model in high school, and you would be like, you would just feel the show. Like you always had that light about you. Like you said, some people don't like that light. Some people can't take it. And you got to be surrounded by people who aren't intimidated by that light, but then also be okay, like in that space. Cause I like to give. So sometimes I overthink too, because I'll be like, should I cut this person off? Because I don't want to cut them off because of something that's going on like in me, but I gotta do what's best for me. So you're just figuring out that good spot where it's like, I can still give you only what I am able, or only what you have deposited in me. Because a lot of people be expecting withdrawals. Shout out to my life coach. Okay, like no, your account is in the negative. You need it.
Drake said he got an emotional budget and he cannot afford to go over that mug. Okay, I'm with him. Okay,
I like that. Yes,
I'm telling you, I done got. Listen, I done took it down to 7 days. Within the first 7 days, anybody, man, woman, anybody, pet, I don't care. I can tell first 7 days whether or not this is right or this is wrong for me. And I'm cutting it as soon as I know. Because I'm not going to be, I knew it now. Why would I wait? What I'm going to wait for? I ain't going to wait. I ain't waiting for nothing else. I'm definitely not going to wait for nothing that I don't need to wait for. And people, see, I love, you know why? You know why I enjoyed, or I would go crazy in fashion show, go crazy and everything? because everybody's energy would go up. It made me feel good when I see a room full of happy people. It just made me even crazier. Like, what? That's all it took? I could do that all day long. Like, what? I just get excited. I love to just know that everybody at the same time is happy. We just touched and agreed. We just got on one accord for a second. We were unity and diversity. Just for a second. That's what I love. So I feel you, like, I just keep going. Like, I can't help myself. And people will be upset about that. That's on them, though. If you can't handle it, you just working on you. At this point, this is what it comes down to for me. I'm so caring. That's why I was talking about that. Because that's how I really feel. When the room is lit up, that's just me making everybody match what I feel. The whole room adds up to one me. And I don't think people understand, like, for an artist like Beyonce, I love Beyonce, okay? I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I love her, okay? She is amazing. I will sit and watch her videos of her on tour because I've never been to a Beyonce concert. If Beyonce, Sideways Dope, my name rhyme with yours, Beyonce, Namandje, we should be cousins. I'm just saying, do a feature. Hey.
Let her open up. Come on, let her open up for you.
We got a lot of work to do. You are late. I feel like when I watch her, I just can't imagine, because I've been on stages with my teams and I love my teams. I love feeling that unity at one time. I can just know when she has these huge arenas, Coachella, stuff like that, everybody's energy is a reflection of her. And we are just seeing how big Beyonce's energy is. All these people are attracted to her energy. This is how big she is. That's how I care. That's how I live every single day of my life. And that's why I have so many triggers. Because if I go through every single day caring about life to that magnitude, how could I not care when something's messing up? When there's a miscommunication, when there's a missing person, when there's anything that's not easily getting me to the feeling that I want. You got to learn to disconnect and still be able to have your own power source. We are our own filtration system. You could take in any of this stuff, take it all in and filter out the bad. Everything got some good in it. All the bad stuff got some good in it. When you see the yin and the yang, it still got good, it still got bad. It's mostly whatever else. It's the same thing. It's like that with everything. That's God. He did that on purpose. It's all intentional. I'm not all good. I'm probably mostly bad. And the good is what's so huge, that cares so much, that is fighting to be good. And the bad side know that my good side is trying. And so my bad side be like, why y'all with her? Was she trying to be good? You know what I'm saying? That's what my bad side trying to stand up for my little bitty good side, because my bad side like, man, I get it. I could be a little too much. I don't have to run people over with the car. I get it. Maybe you should leave this time. You want to just talk to him? Okay. I put the keys down since you just want to talk. Oh, she talking crazy to you? I got the keys still. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much. But I just try to find a reason to believe. Like, I try to find a reason to believe this is something, even if it's just really hard to find it. Yeah.
Definitely. Girl, you over here preaching. I know you might not want to hear that, but you are. My last question, how do you define success? And I'll just expound on that just a little bit. Like my life coach asked me that, and she's like, how do you identify success? And I'm like, well, when I'm making a whole lot of money, okay. And then it was like, when I heard myself say that, I was like, that's not right. Like that's not right. My pursuit. Like, wait a minute, no. Like I want to have some money, yes, lots of money, yes, but that's not how I'm measuring my success. So how do you measure your success? Because when we talk about, highlighting those moments where you're like, I'm good, I'm doing great. Is that how you're measuring success, or what's your take on that?
Heck, you know. You want to know how I measure success? Okay. I measure success like this. I don't. I don't measure success, okay? Because that right there will have me looking at every single one of my friends like, I'm not successful. Oh my God. Why am I not successful? Okay, like what did I do? I don't want to be like that. So really, I just give myself a pat on the back every day. I just intentionally try my best. And that's it. Whether I am successful or not, I'm healthy. I'm doing what I need to do. I have ability to try again. And I'm trying to learn every time I can learn something. I don't know if I'm successful or not, but I'm growing. I'm getting somewhere. Stuff looking like it's looking. I don't know. I could never tell you what success is. I mean, seriously, I just am trying to stay motivated.
Yeah.
I think the thing that is what I really focus on is at least hitting goals. Like that's really important to me. I need to hit goals because I want to move forward. And every time I hit a goal, don't matter what it is, I don't really care to wash dishes. Maybe I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wash these dishes.
That's a goal.
Right now, I'm gonna cuss out every soup bowl, saucer, coffee cup, tea cup, straw, Yeti cup. You really getting cussed out. Oh, you getting it twice because you can last so long. Okay. All of them pots and pans. I got something from 1992 I wanted to tell you. Okay. I just do what I gotta do. And honestly, I think that's a step to going in towards, yeah, I think I'm gonna be successful because I'm doing what I need to do. The more you do what you need to do, like the more you'll be able to see that forward motion. It's just about push. It's just about push. My success is like this. Today, I feel very successful because I've been able to do what I feel like I put on earth to do. I love to sit and have conversations about how you can be better, how I can tell you you're doing great, how I can tell you to keep going. I sit and do it all day. That makes me feel accomplished. And I guess if I accomplished something, it was a success. So I guess I could respect myself enough to say I'm successful today. And I feel successful because I'm doing something good. So pretty much, I feel like it's a success if something good comes out of it for me.
Yeah.
And in this right here, since this is the realm, the 5D is what I'm working in, everything is spiritual and emotional. And if I can make a connection, that's success number one. And if I can make the message get through to somebody else, that's two. So I guess that's how I would measure success for me, because my goals are always the same. It don't matter what I'm doing. I done had so many different jobs. I done learned so much stuff about people, about myself.
Mhm.
I'm way smarter than I ever thought I was, to be quite honest with you. I'm very, very, very good at stuff that I never even considered doing before. Like, too good at it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the point about being good at this. It was nice to learn it. But I was always put in something new that caused me to have to just let go.
Yep. That's it.
Now I gotta be around people that are dealing with stuff and they don't know how to see good, or they don't have nobody positive to talk to. They don't have nobody that can encourage them. They don't have the words to say. You know, I think the most successful thing you can do is find a reason for it to be something good. Like the silver lining, that's success for me. If I can at least find one thing that was right, that was good from this, what can make me better, I guess that's good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely want a lot of money, for sure. Give it to me, hand it over. I want all of it. Give it to me. Hand it here. I'll share it. I ain't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you give me all the money and God only asks for 10%, I'm gonna give everybody 10%. You feel me? Boom, we good. 10%. That's all God is asking for. Don't be greedy now. You know what I'm saying? Whoa there. Even God didn't get 11%. Who do you think you are? I can't outdo God. That's ridiculous. You know? Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. That's how you get to success. Every level and idea, everything is always going to be different. I could never say what I think success is, because I don't want to make somebody else's dream this big because this is what I think success is. They think success is all of this. I never even understood that part yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just think if you feel fulfilled, then you're successful. If you don't, then you're not. Okay.
You heard it first. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm gonna let Namandje close us out. You share all of her social media accounts where you can find her. If you are just interested in just sitting and clearly having a counselor, okay? She's giving counselor energy. So if you're interested in that, hit her up. But go ahead, Jay. Let them know where they can find you at. At the end, I'll have like a QR code when your video shows, so like they can just take a picture and find you.
Okay. So on Instagram, if I'm not a liar, I'm sorry, my phone's ready to die. I must have been talking a lot today, huh? And then I'm finna spell my name. We'll be here for 2 more years. Namandje 1, if I'm not wrong. That's my Instagram. So it's NAMANDJE 1, supposedly. I hope that's right. And then I have another Facebook, Namandje. So NAMANDJE 2 times. Okay. Now, don't ask me about nothing else. I'd rather just give you an email. I can't keep up with all of this. What happened to MySpace or 3-way or something? You know what I'm saying? 3-way was much easier than all these handles. Okay.
Okay.
God, dog. This is so hard.
Yes, for real. Gotta get you a little, what's it called? The little link tree. There it is, link tree.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Yeah,
Girl, I'm gonna put you on because I just made me one like the other day. This is too many links. It's too many hashtags. Too much. You're gonna have to find me at one page because it's too much work.
Please.
But for real. But thank you so much, Namandje, for just sharing your light with us, sharing your experience. Just talking to us like we're your friends. So we definitely appreciate you and want to thank you a million times. Yeah, but you guys have a great night. We're gonna close out. I'm gonna exit off of the YouTube stream. And Jay, if you want to stay for like a few seconds, we can I'll close this out.